to Oulton Park. The Spanish driver Jaime Alguersuari is again on pole position. Let's hope he has better luck in this race. But alongside him is another new face to the championship. It's Sweden's Marcus Ericsson. Now the sun has come out here at Oulton, but it's still bitterly cold. Here's Martin.
Thanks, Diana. It's lovely and warm up here in the commentary box. Jaime Alguersuari's second pole of the season. Let's hope this one turns out better than the first. Ahead of fellow teenager Marcus Ericsson. Again, two rookies on the front row of the grid. Walter Grubmuller was third again in qualifying, with Brendan Hartley improving one in the second session to go in fourth place. Esteban Guerreri 18th on the first grid, 5th on the second. Max Chilton, fresh off his first podium, starts in 6th position. Behind him, Ulsterman Ali Jackson and Swede Sebastian Hohenthal on row 4, with Ati Mustonen and Sergio Perez on row 5. Andy Merrick again on the national class pole. Catalan colours being held by the poleman's best friend from Barcelona, in fact. Jaime Alguersuari, closest to us, has another chance to make a good getaway here. Right behind him, very good start from Esteban Guerreri, coming through the field. Oh, and Alguersuari has to cut off the Argentine's nose as well. Little lock-up from the Catalan as they go into the first corner. Everybody safely through, it seems. It is bright and sunny, but it is absolutely arctic. Alguersuari lead from Guerreri in second. Third place is young Marcus Ericsson, and he's come off the outside of the front row of the grid. And Calvin, everybody keeping their noses clean, but look at the leads that Alguersuari's got already.
Yeah, only 2 corners into the lap, and Alguersuari's put a good daylight between him and the fantastic starting Guerreri. Remember, he was 5th on the grid, and he was actually challenging for the lead going into the first corner, so that's a good hookup for him. Next car behind him is the young Marcus Ericsson, and then Brendan Hartley through in 4th in the other Carling car.
Right behind him, Sebastian Hohenthal and Walter Grubmuller with Ati Mustonen in 7th. Let's have a look again at this electrifying getaway.
So we're on board with Guerreri, 5th on the grid, remember, and he gets fantastic drive past the first row already, and alongside Marcus Ericsson, who was a second row starter. A lock-up from Alguersuari, but he managed to make the corner, and he actually dropped Guerreri a bit on the exit of the corner, but still, fantastic hookup by him, and he still holds second place.
Well, this Magal chassis brand new. They've had relatively little testing, the Ultimate Motorsport team. And look on Guerreri's helmet here. Now, that's a little message of thanks to the team boss, Barry Walsh. At the end of last season, he gave him a helmet as a sort of little keepsake. It's been in the office since then, but Esteban's new helmet has not turned up yet, so he's had to take it out of the trophy cabinet and use it for the start of this season. Hasn't seemed to hinder him much. He's in second place. Marcus Ericsson right behind. Brendan Hartley under pressure from the other Swede, Sebastian Hohenthal. So both Swedes looking to move up. They're going very quickly indeed, the two youngsters. And there is our national class leader again from pole position for the second time. Andy Merrick, the race 1 winner. Here's Hohenthal down the inside of Hartley. Wheel-to-wheel contact. Will they stay on?
Good move by Hohenthal. Very late duck to the inside, and he's managed to carry off. Next corner's a left-hander, so Hartley's got the inside, but Hohenthal takes the line. That was a good opportune move into the first corner, and Hartley's run wide. He'll lose space here. He's moving to the middle of the road, so that suggests he's under pressure from someone else. It's Grubmuller next.
Well, he's checking the mirrors, make sure that he's not too far away. Oh, and a lunge there from the other Swede. Marcus Ericsson nearly runs into the back of second place Esteban Guerreri, and he's got Hohenthal now right with him. Two compatriots, two teammates at Fortec Motorsport, as it's probably now known. Well, there is Walter Grubmuller. He's in the high-tech team that won last year's championship, and they're starting to build up a little bit behind Guerreri, aren't they, Calvin?
Yeah, they're ducking and diving and showing their nose to try and pressure him. We're right on board with Brendan Hartley in the Red Bull Carling Motorsport car, running a bit wide there. You don't generally want to use that curve, it's very high and rough, but he checks his mirror. Looks fairly relaxed there in, where are we, 5th place.
Notice that the drivers have to actually change gear with their hand, unusual in modern single-seaters. Oh, and that's Guerreri off from second. So Hartley moves up to 4th, and Guerreri drops in front of Ati Mustonen.
He goes defensive, takes a tight line into the final corner, but he seems to be holding it together now. I can't see any damage on the car, but yeah, that's a costly mistake by Guerreri.
Well, the car looked to be getting to be more of a handful, and our race leader still pulling away.
We're on board here with Guerreri. See if we see a replay of his moment. A big oversteer in Druids. It's a top gear corner, 6th gear, and you see how little runoff there is on the left there. Manages to control it, but 3 cars go past at high speed. There's the 4th. and he's checking his mirror as he positions the car in the middle of the road.
Well, that was a real let go, and there for John Martin similarly. Now that's on the exit of the Knickerbrook chicane, and looks like he's come to a halt. Not sure what's happened there. Has he just spun on his own? Well, here is the battle for 6. Guerrieri just ahead of Mustonen. Both raced in the series last year, of course. A lot of first-time drivers in front of them. Well, John Martin finds a gear and gets going again. Right down in the back of the national class he'll find himself. And the national class leader goes through, but into the pits. Well, yes, Nick Tandy with no rear wing at all. He's taken that off on something, and that's what he's taken it off on. And look, hailstones as well. Oh, it's going to be very entertaining down there in Knickerbrook for the next lap or two.
Tandy's got a good excuse anyway, but obviously he's backed the car into those tyres.
Safety car board, Calvin, and that's probably not a bad idea, bearing in mind that St Marshall's going to have to try and haul those tyres back out of the road. So that'll bring the leader back within range of everyone else, with Brendan Hartley going down the hill. You can see the hailstones blowing across the track. Can't actually see any yellow flags there, though. Nick Tandy out of the car, team run by brother Joe, big brother Joe Tandy Racing. And that is the tyre stack, the hailstones. And with Brendan Hartley following in the queue. No, he's not. Now, what's he doing? He's going... Now, none of the marshals are waving flags here, so have they cancelled the safety car? What's going on? Brendan Hartley up to 3rd place, right in front of him. No longer is the 2nd place man, and that's his teammate Al Jaswari. He's going for the lead, Calvin. Now, this is a very bizarre and very slow race.
They're obviously very cruising, those cars. He's drifted past them very easily, but as you said, Martin, there's no yellows, even though we have passed a safety car, but there is a safety car board and waved yellows.
So Hartley may have a problem on his hands. Safety car is on track, and Diana's with Nick Tandy.
Nick, a disappointing retirement for that race.
Yeah, it was, because we didn't have a particularly good first race, and we were looking strong, you know, for the laps there. We were all sort of grouped together in a bunch in the middle of the pack. But yeah, I just lost the rear end on the braking into the Knickerbrook chicane, and it went round backwards and just knocked the rear wing off on the back of the tyres. Which is a shame, but you know, onwards and upwards.
Tough start to the season for him. Now then, we're going to go green this time round after 2 laps of safety car, and Brendan Hartley jumps away from Jaime Al Jaswari. 3rd place battle between the Swedes. Ericsson just holding off Hohenthal, then Grubmuller, Guerrieri, Mustonen and the rest of them. A lot of gaps there. There's Oliver Turvey, our first race winner, very off the boil in race 2 in dry conditions. And it looks as though Ericsson has just done enough to pull away from Hohenthal, and hopefully the hailstones won't affect the handling too badly of these cars. Well, green flags everywhere to make sure that the message isn't lost on anyone. Henry Arundel there, just squeaking in front of Michael Devaney, who locks the wheel right behind him in the other Miguel. That's changed for 8th place, I think. Now, Kelvin, what about Brendan Hartley? Shows no signs of slowing down and going back down to 4th place. So he obviously thinks he's taken that position legitimately and wants to win the race.
Yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, it ought to have been obvious to him. They'd passed safety car board already as Steven Guerrero spins off and gets it a bit beached. It should have been obvious to him that those were cruising, those cars in front of him, but there weren't any yellows, and whether he was chancing his arm or whether he actually thought the race was back on, only he can know. But here he is in the lead, and he's not backed off and let them back through, which is an option in that situation. Sometimes if you do that, you realise you made a mistake and you let them through again, you can get let off. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, at the moment he's showing no signs at all of slowing down. He wants to win this one on the road. He's got no points from the first race, and Al Jaswari similarly probably isn't going to risk anything. He'll sit behind him and see what comes. They both need points, these drivers. Into the final corner, around Lodge, dropping down through Deer Leap. Some great corners here at Oulton Park. It's victory in round 2 of the British Formula 3 International Series for Brendan Hartley, or is it? Jaime Al Jaswari 2nd, 3rd place. Marcus Ericsson will be on the podium. No disputing the national class winner again. It's Carlin's local boy, Andy Merrick. Well, let's have a look again. Brendan Hartley coming across the line as the safety car board is out, Kelvin. But then...
This is halfway round the lap on the way back. That's Hohenthal. He has to go onto the grass to pass Hohenthal. Now I'm just looking at the marshal post left and right with the orange figured guys, and there aren't any more yellow flags. This is Ericsson riding in 2nd place. Marshal box on the right, no flag. And there's the leader, Al Ghaswari, marshal post on the left. Again, no yellow flag. So, well, he's got an argument there.
So confusion over the safety car and the yellow flags. On the day, Brendan Hartley was initially relegated back to 4th, but Carlin Motorsport lodged an appeal. That appeal is being heard tomorrow. In the meantime, qualifying for rounds 3 and 4 of the Croft circuit was held this morning. Hartley will start 6th from round 3 and has grabbed pole position for round 4.